Hi friends, welcome back to my session, and in this session we are going to discuss about web application deployment with the help of CI/CD pipeline. So as I already told to you about that CI/CD, what is CI/CD? CI/CD is nothing but continuous integration, continuous deployment. Okay, so whatever the suppose if I done any modification to the existing code, then automatically it will trigger and it will build the code, it will test the code, and finally if it is succeeded, then it will finally deploy the code in the production environment. This is the pipeline. So how that will be done, everything we are going to discuss in this session. Okay, so as I already mentioned the nodes, you just need to follow these nodes, and at the same time I suggested some of the steps which you need to follow in order to create the CI/CD pipeline while doing your web application deployment. Okay, just please have a look on it. So first of all, we need to get the repository, means from where we are getting the files, means from where we are getting the code. So either we are going to store our source code in the GitHub or Azure repo. There are different types of source code management tools. Based on our requirement, we are going to save our code in that particular source code management tool. Here in this lab purpose, I am going to use GitHub as my repository. Okay, and service connection. In before of this session, we had already covered the service connection, how to establish a service connection between ADO portal and Azure portal, and at the same time we had already created the service connection between these two portals. So we are going to use this service connection. Instead of creating a new service connection, I am going to use the same service connection which has been already created in the earlier session. Okay, and website deployment. So I am going to get the basic HTML code from the free css.com, as I already shown to you regarding how to download the sample HTML code from the free css.com portal. Okay, it is just for lab purpose. Na? If you have the code, you can deploy your code on the app service. But if you don't have the code with us, na, so that's why we are going to take the sample HTML code from the free css.com. So the step to step, everything I had mentioned here. So once we had done the practical, then everything we will have the clear understanding about the entire process. Okay, fine. Okay, open the browser, and what is first of all where I going to show my code? GitHub. Just open the GitHub. As I already have the account in GitHub, so that's why it is directly login. If you have, you can create. If you have, you can use. If you didn't have, you can create the GitHub account. This is the GitHub dashboard. As I already told to you how to create the GitHub and how to create the repos, how to create the branches, everything we had already discussed in the earlier sessions. So right now what I will do, for our lab purpose, I am going to create new repository. The repo name is repo 9. Okay, the same thing I had mentioned here description also, repo 9. Okay, I just make it as a public. Okay, rest of things I can leave default. Fine. Simply the repository has been created. Okay, this is the repo 9. Suppose if you have doubt, just go to home and check whether the repo 9 has been successfully created. Yes, repo 9 has been successfully created. Fine. Then furtherly what we will do, suppose if you have any existing files in your machine, you can directly upload from here. Otherwise you can upload files. Okay, so where is my source code? As I already downloaded some sample code from this free css.com, here it is the code. You can, okay, what I'm using. So inside of that I am just showing each and everything. This is the entire code. So what I will do, so I am copying this thing from drag and drop. So just wait a 5 minutes. it will upload all the files. So once it has been successfully uploaded, I will use this GitHub as a repository. Okay, just cancel that. And we have total of 31 files are there. So up to now, yes, the 31 files has been successfully uploaded into the GitHub. Right now, one of my prerequisite has been successfully completed. Yes, my source code is in the GitHub. So what the next thing? I need to get it open the ADO portal. As I already have the one project, this is used for the lab purpose, and at the same time I am going to open the portal.azure.com. Fine. So as I already created service connection, did we have the service connection? As told in the air, I am using GitHub as my repo. Fine. I need to create the service connection. But instead of creating the new service connection, as I already have the service connection which has created in the LS session, I am going to use the same. Where is that? Yes, go down. Service connection. Yes, ADO to portal. As I already have the existing service connection, I am going to use the same. The second prerequisite has been successfully completed. And what is the third thing? I need to create the app service on the Azure portal. Fine. So did I have any resource group? No. Without resource group, can we create any resources? No. So for that purpose, I am going to create one resource group. The resource group name is RG_99. Otherwise single line, RG9. Okay. Review plus create. The resource group 9 has been created in the East to East region. It will create. Okay, the resource group has been successfully created. Then fine, I'm going to create the app service. Click on create web app. Just wait for a moment. It will load the page. Yes, the resource group 9 is the resource group which had been created recently. I'm going to use the same, and app 9 app. It should be unique, otherwise it won't accept. I have the code. What I need to publish? I need to publish the code. Because of that, I selected the code. If it is a container, I am going to select the container. If it is a static content, I am going to select the static web app. But here what I have the code with me. So ASP 4.8 is enough to run this code, and I am going to create in the Windows platform only. And the region which I am looking for is Japan West. Because of why I am selecting Japan West, because of as I am selecting the free tier resource now, so that's why majority of the people are selecting East US. So there is a limited things are there. So that's why instead of doing that, I am going to select the Japan West. So there would be a chance to get the free F1 shared infrastructure instead of getting charges. In order to avoid the charges, only I am selecting this Japan West. Okay, database, no, it's not required. Deployment, continuous deployment. Here it is in disabled state now. I just want to make it enable. Okay, fine. As I already linked my Azure portal to the GitHub, so that's why it is showing here. If you want to add a new account, here you have the option change account. You can sync this Azure portal to your GitHub account as well. Okay, so what is the thing? David_1234 and repository repo 9 has been successfully created, and which branch? So I'm going to select here. I didn't commit now. Without committing, no branch will be created. If you want it, you can refer to the GitHub classes. As I clearly mentioned, once we commit any file, then only branch will be created. That will be default branch. Then after that, we can create the multiple branches as per our requirement. Right now, I have the one branch, which is that main branch. So how many branches you want? That many branches you will be able to create. But default branch is main branch. Okay. In Git, it is a master branch. Default branches. In GitHub, the default branch is main branch. Okay. Fine. Here I need to select the main. So here we need to refresh it. Just for that purpose only I selected another ring. Yes, repo main. Main has come now. Fine. Next, basic authentication. It is not required for me right now. So just so it is for additional security purpose. If you want to authenticate, if you want to provide authenticate while deploying your code to the app service, if you want to enable, you can enable. Otherwise, if you want it, you can disable. It's based on your choice. Networking, enable public access because of my application wants, I want my application to be accessible all the members around the globe. So that's why I just want to make it on. Okay. Monitor and security. It is for to monitor the application performance. Okay. Fine. So review plus create. It will create. It will create the things. So just wait and see. So create. So the third prerequisite is going on. So once the app service has been successfully created, then we will go with the further steps. So what are the further steps are here? So create SE, as we already created the service connection. Create app service. We are on the process to create app service. Okay. And the deployment is in progress. Okay, allow some time, it will create automatically. Okay, in the meanwhile we can take care about the further settings. Okay, project A. So here I have not the requirement the Azure repos because of as I am using GitHub as my source code management tool. Okay, go to pipelines. You have majorly two pipelines are there. One is build pipeline and second one is release pipeline. So in the build pipeline, you can integrate your source code in order to build that code. So in build pipeline, the artifact will be released. Artifact is a package where we are going to deploy in the app service. Okay, release pipeline, it is used to deploy the end product, the nothing but the artifact which has been produced from the build pipeline. We are going to release in the app service. So for that purpose, we are going to use the release pipeline. What we have? Two pipelines, build pipeline and release pipeline. So first of all, I need to create the build pipeline. Create the pipeline. Okay. There are two pipelines are there already. So you can ignore these two pipelines and click on new pipeline. Okay. Here, what you need to use the classic editor. You have the multiple options. If I want to explore each and every option, that will be quite difficult for you and it will make a confusion as well. So that's why whatever the things which are required, we are going to explain on that only. So here what I am using GitHub as my repository. Fine. So that's why I am going to select GitHub. So which repository? Repo 9. Select the repository and how many branches you have? As I have only one branch, that is main branch. So that's why it is only showing main branch only. Just click on continue. Fine. Click on empty job. Okay. Here, this is the pipeline. Here, what I will do. Here, if you want to project A, it's a CA refers continuous integration. Here, for app 9. Continuous integration for app 9. Okay. For our reference. So here agent pool is Azure pipelines only, as because of we are creating the pipeline in the Azure Devops portal. So by default it will be using the Azure pipelines and I am using as a agent specification Windows 2019 as a agent specification. I need to create some agents. So just copy files, add, and one more agent that is required is publish build artifact. Fine. Just click here. Have a look at it. Display name copy files to. What is the source folder? What is the source folder? Yes, neogym.html is a source folder. Selected. Target folder, where it need to copy, where it need to paste. Here copy files to means it has copy the content from the source folder and paste it to the somewhere where it will post build.artifact staging area. Here we just need to copy and paste here. Target folder. Okay. Fine. So publish artifact. Here we need to display them is publish. Finally, the drop will be created. So path to publish. What is the path? You need to select this. Okay. And otherwise, you can select this as well, or otherwise you can use this as well, because of the files are copied from source folder to here, from here to the artifact name is drop. Okay, fine. We are using the Azure pipelines as well. Otherwise, if you want, you can click on here. Okay, so here we need to create the drop. Fine, save and queue. So commit 1, save and run. Just check here in this step. What will happen? It will build your code, and after the build has been successfully done, it will create the final product, that is nothing but artifact. Here just have a look on it just now. Time started and elapsed. So here you can check. If you click on the agent job 1, it will show each and everything. What are the things which are done on that? So one artifact has been produced. Agent job 1. Okay, and here you can see now one artifact produced. If you click here, you will be able to see the artifact. Here it is a drop. Fine, get back. It is showing a success. The build pipeline has been successfully completed and it has produced one artifact. Okay, I need to create the release, and at the same time you can check the app service has been successfully completed or not. Yes, it has been successfully completed. So if you want to check whether it is working fine or not, what you need to do? You need to just copy the path which it is showing, and you need to check. You need to paste on the browser. It will show the service is running. Just wait a moment. It will be loading. So soon it will be shown. So my app is app9 app. You just need to click on overview. Yes, so just copy the default domain and paste here. It is showing it is running. Yes, your web app is running and waiting for content. Up to now, did I deploy content on the web app? No, so that's why it is showing us it is waiting for content. Go here and release pipeline. Just do one thing, create new release pipeline. Fine, new release pipeline, and you are going to select the Azure App Service deployment. Apply. Okay, it is not the stage 1, it is the final deploy solution. Final deploy end, otherwise you can like final deploy end. Okay, yes. Here first of all you need to add the artifact, because of what is the endpoint which has been produced from the build pipeline? Artifact only. So yes, source pipeline. What is the source build pipeline? CA app9. We have the multiple pipelines are this. Out of those, we need to select the artifact from which build pipeline. So based on that, the same will be deployed over the Azure app. So default version latest and source alias. It is alias record only. It is not the original. Original is app9. So what are the drop which has been created? What are the artifact which has been created from this build pipeline will be deployed over the Azure Web App Service. Okay. Add. Fine. So here final deployment where it need to deploy it. So here we are going to mention. So final deployed Azure subscription. As I have Azure subscription, yes. As I already created the service connection, ADO to portal is displaying. So where I am going to create the Windows, I am creating the platform environment on Windows. So that's why web app on Windows. If I create it on the Linux, I need to select web app on Linux. Suppose if I select container, web app for containers, but here the scenario is web app for Windows. So that's why I'm selecting web app on Windows. And what is the app name? App9 app. Is it reflecting? Yes. As it has been created already. So that's why it is reflecting here. So you just need to click save. Okay. So once you click on save, you just need to release the pipeline. So releasing, RELASING, releasing. Okay, create. So you just now release the pipeline, means you are supposed to deploy the drop on the web app service which has been created in the Azure portal. If you click here, it is showing this. It is in queue. Whatever the jobs which are doing here, it will show each and everything. Initializing the job, it has pulled the drop. It is right now. It is downloading the artifact. So once the artifact has been successfully downloaded, it will deploy. So it is failed. So just please have a look why it is failed. No error or package mentioned. Okay, fine. So here, no error or package. Just please have a look on it. Fine. I'm going to release. Okay, fine. So I'm going to edit pipeline. Fine. Job. Okay. Here final deployment. Everything is okay, and here is also everything is okay. Oh no. Here the packages folder where it is. I need to select drop because of this is the thing now. So okay, fine. So here I'm done the mistake. Okay, so once you save, just click to create, again create the release. So now it will be deployed successfully. Just please have a look on it. It is waiting for hosting Windows, and it has been queued, and it will download the artifact, and it will deploy the artifact in the Azure App Service, and finally the web application will be accessible to all the users around the globe. Whoever having the internet access will be able to access my web application without having any issues. That is my final thing. So how that the things will be done, everything we will check here. Okay, please bear with me for some time because of as is a big class, it will take some time to get it understand. Just please understand the flow. Okay, it is still in process. So Azure deploy services, we have total 4 steps are there. So in the final step, it will successfully deploy our final product, that is drop, into the app service. Fine. Is it succeeded? Yes. Once it has succeeded, earlier what it is showing, your web app is running and waiting for your content. But right now, if I refresh here, it is to show that this content here. Is it showing successfully? Yes. It indicates my code is successfully working. It has been successfully deployed over app service. It has been successfully deployed over Azure. So users will be able to access. I just need to done what I need to done. I need to share this website link to users who want to access this website. Okay. If it is for testing purpose, just I am going to share this link with the users who want to test. Suppose if it is in the production purpose, then what I will do here, there is a load balance concept, everything. I need to redirect the traffic to this link. So how that will be done will be taken care by the cloud team. Okay, fine. Okay, and at the same time, I just want to show it to you how to make it automation. Suppose if I make any changes in the code in the GitHub repository, immediately the code will be triggered to the build pipeline. Automatically the build pipeline will be triggered. Once the again artifact need to produce, again the same changes will be deployed over the Azure app. How that will be achieved, I will show it to you. So just go release pipeline. So here, what is the pipeline which we have created right now? So 1141, yes, this is the turn. Okay, you just need to, no, we are going to build pipeline first of all. Okay, yep, we are going to edit this pipeline. So here triggers are there na? Just make enable continuous integration, just save, that's enough. Okay, if we enable the continuous integration, whenever any changes in the code happens, it will automatically trigger to the build pipeline. Automatically the build pipeline will triggers to start to build the code, and once it has started build the code, automatically another artifact will be generated. So if artifact has been generated successfully, will it deploy automatically on the Azure app? No, I need to make some modification in the release pipeline as well. Okay, yeah, fine. How that will be done, we can check here. So here we are going to edit release. No, fine. So here what I need to do, variables. No, I'm going to just please wait for a moment. Release to pipeline. Okay, here also what I need to do, edit, not edit release, edit pipeline. Okay, here we have variables, retention, options. So pipelines. So okay, yes, here is option continuous deployment trigger. It is not at enabled. If you just click here, continuous deployment trigger enable. If by default is in disable mode, you just need to enable. Creates a release every time a new build is available. Whenever the new build is available, automatically it will release the deployment to the environment. Okay, fine. You just need to save. Okay, so is that working or not? We need to check. Suppose if you open HTML and open index.html, just made some content wherever you want. Just here edit this file. Okay, just go somewhere. You need to edit some content. So where the matter is, yes, here is the matter. Temper is a temporary. Make is temporary. You just made a small word here. For lab purpose, I just make. Suppose if you have total code change, then it will be it needs to reflect there na. Like you just need to commit changes. Commit. So here the commit has been done. So once it has been committed, where I had committed in GitHub, it needs to reflect in the ADO portal. You just have observed now, update index.html. Once I click on commit, it will automatically start this pipeline. This pipeline has been initiated. So it is running. So just wait for a moment, whether it will be succeeded or not. 100% it will be succeeded because of we didn't do anything. We just updated 3 words. That to be a matter. That to be the content. Okay. The build pipeline has been successfully completed, and I hope it will release a new artifact. One artifact has been successfully produced again. So again it will re-trigger the release pipeline. Here the deployment has been started. Release 3 has been started. It is the deployment in process. Okay. Just wait for a moment. It will also be succeeded. Whatever the changes which has been made to the code, the same will be immediately will be visible to the end users. That is the beautifulness of CI/CD pipeline. So you don't need to manually wait, or you don't need to manually trigger, or you don't need to manually deploy. Everything will be automated. Once you made the changes to the code, it will automatically reflect into the end user. Yes, here it is a success. Here the suppose if you had more any front end page, the same will be reflected to the end user. Okay, fine. Here you can see the temporary. Here temporary, as I already changed it, temporary. You just have a look at it. Temporary. It is temp. It is right now temporary. Fine. This is the things. This is the things. This is the thing, guys. We just need to have a look on this. And if any of you are keen interested towards this, just please plan on your own. Then you will definitely got understand how the process is going on. First of all, you just need to focus on what is exactly going on and what the prerequisites are. Just make sure. So if you have any queries, you can comment on the session. Then I will, if I find the time, I will definitely revert on your queries. And don't forget to subscribe my channel. And thank you guys for joining my session. We will meet up in the next session with the new topic. Until signing off, thank you. Bye bye.